going to be to solve for x in each of these scenarios. And the way you solve for x is to cross multiply and then divide by the number leading the variable. For instance, let's look at example number 1. I'm going to cross multiply, and I recommend going with the variable first. Go with the variable first. The variable product first. You don't have to. I think it just makes it easier. So here's the variable. 9 times x is 9x. And 4 times 81 is 324. So 9 times x is 9x. 4 times 81 is 324. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 9. 9 goes into 324. Well, first of all, 9 goes into 32 3 times. 9 times 3 is 27. Subtract and get 5. Bring down the 4. 9 goes into 54 6 times. 9 times 6 is 54. And your answer is 36. Now, some of you might say, hey, I have a shortcut for that. 9 times 9 is 81. 4 times 9 is 36. And that is a good shortcut, but the shortcut doesn't always work, and I'll show you in a little bit where it doesn't always work. Okay, cross multiply, divide by the number leading the variable. And I go with the variable product first. So in example number 2, the variable's down here. So I'm going to do 5 times x is 5x, and then I'm going to do 15 times 7 is 105. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 5. And you'll get x is 5 goes into 10 twice, 5 goes into 5 once. And you get x is 21. Now, some of you might say, well, wait a minute, there's a shortcut on this one too. 5 times 3 is 15. 7 times 3 is 21. That is indeed true. Or you could say 15 divided by 3 is 5. What divided by 3 is 7, and that'd be 21. But be careful, because the shortcut does not always work, as you'll see in this next example. So there is no number I can multiply 3 by to get 4. That's a whole number. So no shortcut here. 3 times x is 3x. 7 times 4 is 28. And then to solve for x, we're going to divide both sides by 3. Now, 28 thirds, you could make it from an improper fraction to a mixed number, or you could leave it as 28 thirds. It is in lowest term. That answer is sufficient. Okay, so to solve a proportion, which is a comparison of two fractions in an equation, you cross multiply, divide by the number leading the variable. Now, here's 2 word problems. Don't panic. These types of word problems, in a lot of ways, I think are the easiest ones to solve. Let's look at the first one. It's talking about 10 people sell 48 tickets. How many will 15 people sell? So to me, the simplest way to set these up is to make a small table. And in that table, we're talking about people and tickets. People and tickets. 10 people sell 48 tickets. And now here's where you have to be careful. How many will 15 people sell? So 15 is the number of people. So make sure the 15 is up here. The number of people, the number of tickets, we don't know. So 10 people sell 48 tickets. 15 people, we don't know how many tickets. But the beautiful thing about this is you have a proportion all set up, ready to go. You can change it around if you want. I don't recommend that. 10 is to 48 as 15 is to x. So we're going to cross multiply. 10 times x is 10x. 48 times 15, I don't know. 48 times 15. 8 times 5 is 40, regroup 4. 20 and 4 is 24. 1 times 8, 1 times 4. And when you add, you get 720. And then to finish solving for x, you divide both sides by 10. Well, that's easy. You can cancel a factor of 0, which is 10, and you get 72. So the answer is they will sell 72 tickets. Because the question was, how many will 15 people sell? They will sell 72 tickets. Okay. All right, and finally, let's look at this last one. 3 pounds costs $6.54. How many pounds can be bought with $19.62? So it's pounds and it's the cost. I'm sorry, I did a bad job trying that. So we have 3 pounds costs $6.54. How many pounds can be bought for $19.62? So the unknown values here. Notice in our first problem, the unknown value ended up in the denominator of the fraction in this proportion. In this one, the variable is going to end up in the numerator of that fraction in our proportion. So now we're going to cross multiply. 654x, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun there. Let's write the proportion. 3 is to 654 as x is to 1962. Okay, so now we're going to have to cross multiply. 654 times x, well, that's 654x. 3 times $19.62, I don't know off the top of my hand. So 1962 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 6 times 3 is 18, regroup 1. 27 and 1 is 28, regroup 2. 3 and 2 is 5. 2 decimal places in the problem, so there's 2 decimal places in the answer. $58.86. And then we're going to divide both sides by 654. This is a fun little problem here because this is going to take a little bit of work to get x. So 654 divided into $58.86. I'm going to move this decimal 2 places to make it whole. I'm going to move this decimal 2 places to make it whole and put it up. 600 something into 5,800 something, it's going to go in 9 times. Because 9 times 4 is 36, regroup 3. 45 and 3 is 48, regroup 4. 54 and 4 is 58. Whew. So you get 9, which means 9 pounds can be bought. And that is the answer to that one. And the numbers were a little sticky on that one. I won't quiz you on ones with numbers quite that tricky.